We are approaching the Hollow Lane section of Dam Lane now. We're in a few yards. The lane bears round to the left and descends towards the stream. As you can see, it's starting to sink and have fairly steep sides now. We'll just have a look at the sentinel face of the lane. He's quite mute, with his eye, all-seeing eye, is watching everything that passes by. Over to the right here we have a small piece of pasture land that borders Thrandeston Marsh. Continuing down the Hollow Way section of the path, gives you some idea of the height of the bank. At this point it's just over 6 foot on both sides. As we're in the slope of a shallow valley in which the stream runs at the bottom here, then the sides of the hollowed out part of the lane are roughly the same all the way down to the stream. Let's take a reverse view. We've come across one of the natives trying their hand at spear fishing, but they don't seem to have a spear on the end of their shaft. So this is the Ford, which obviously 4x4 drivers and trail bike riders love to splash through here, but unfortunately they'll be leaving oil and petrol deposits in the water which actually has fish in it. And there's also a habitat of kingfishers here because of the high, deep sides of the banks. Also the water flows down in through Thrandeston Marsh down into the lower part of Thrandeston Marsh, which is connected to a site of special scientific interest down near Gypsy Meadow Encampment at Thrandeston by the side of the railway line. So there shouldn't be any motor fuel deposits getting into this water at all, particularly from the wildlife point of view. Anyway, there's a little bridge for our convenience. Try not to upset the native fisherwoman. And you can see
it's going through now. It was stopped.
Where the stream is coming from, Burgate. We're passing over it. It continues on its way, twisting and turning through steep sided banks on its way to Thrandeston Marsh. Go to the junction where Dam Lane's got a little signpost up here where you can follow it off to the right, which is the last section, which is 0.6 of a mile roughly from this point, where it goes up to the A143 midway between Palgrave and Wortham. So it continues in that direction. There's the old signpost. And this is a junction here. This part of the track goes off towards Burgate proper. Go back towards Mellis to continue on this track, follows the edge of the field. I think this is an interesting piece of grazing land, which is a long narrow strip that runs all the way back with the stream back towards Mellis, with the stream bordering its eastern side. We're looking roughly south at this point, southwest, and this long strip of pasture land, which is roughly half a mile long, runs down to the site of the early medieval moat in Moat Yards, which was worked or dug by Basil Brown in 1937, and there were early remains found there and artifacts.